There is one type of exercise that every single longevity scientist agrees on. Not HIIT, not weightlifting, not yoga. It's called Zone 2 cardio. And a meta analysis of over 200,000 people shows it reduces your risk of dying from any cause by up to 35%. Peter Attia calls it the single most important exercise for longevity. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what it is, why it works at the cellular level, and the precise protocol to do it right. Welcome back to Longevity Lab. We've covered the science of aging and the top 5 longevity habits. Today, we're going deep on the number 1 habit from that list, Zone 2 cardio. By the end of this video, you'll know your exact target heart rate, how long to train, how often, and why this specific intensity is magic for your mitochondria. Heart rate training divides exercise intensity into 5 zones. Zone 1 is barely moving, a casual stroll. Zone 5 is all-out maximum effort, a sprint you can only sustain for 30 seconds. Zone 2 sits at 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. Practically, it's the highest intensity at which you can still hold a conversation, but just barely. You can speak in full sentences, but you wouldn't want to sing. If you're gasping for air, you're too high. If you can easily chat on the phone, you're too low. For most people, Zone 2 feels deceptively easy. And that's exactly the point. The magic of Zone 2 isn't about pushing hard. It's about staying in a very specific metabolic sweet spot where your body preferentially burns fat and your mitochondria adapt in ways that don't happen at higher intensities. Here's what happens at the cellular level during Zone 2 exercise. First, mitochondrial biogenesis. Zone 2 is the intensity that maximally stimulates the creation of new mitochondria. Your cells literally build more power plants. A 2021 study in Cell Metabolism showed that 12 weeks of Zone 2 training increased mitochondrial density by 25 to 30% in skeletal muscle. Higher intensities don't produce this effect as efficiently because they shift energy production away from mitochondria toward anaerobic glycolysis. Second, fat oxidation. Zone 2 is where your body earns the highest percentage of fat for fuel. This isn't about weight loss, it's about metabolic flexibility. The ability to efficiently switch between burning fat and glucose is a hallmark of metabolic health, and it deteriorates with age. Zone 2 training restores this flexibility. Third, lactate clearance. At Zone 2 intensity, your muscles produce a small amount of lactate, and your body clears it in real time. This trains your lactate shuttle system, the mechanism that recycles lactate back into fuel. This capacity directly correlates with cardiovascular health and all-cause mortality risk. Fourth, cardiac output. Sustained Zone 2 work strengthens your heart's stroke volume, the amount of blood pumped per beat. Over months of training, your resting heart rate drops, your blood pressure improves, and your cardiovascular system becomes dramatically more efficient. There are 3 methods to find your personal Zone 2, from least to most accurate. Method 1, the talk test. Exercise at an intensity where you can speak in full sentences, but feel slightly breathless. If you can easily sing, push harder. If you can only get out a few words between breaths, back off. This is free and surprisingly accurate. Method 2, heart rate formula. Subtract your age from 180. That's your approximate Zone 2 ceiling. So if you're 40 years old, your Zone 2 ceiling is 140 beats per minute. Your Zone 2 range is roughly that number minus 10 to that number. So for a 40-year-old, 130 to 140 BPM. You'll need a heart rate monitor. A chest strap is most accurate, but a wrist-based monitor works for most people. Method 3, lactate testing. This is the gold standard. A sports medicine lab measures your blood lactate at increasing exercise intensities. Your Zone 2 ceiling is the intensity at which lactate first begins to accumulate above 2 millimoles per liter. These cost $100 to $300, but gives you a precise, personalized number. For most people, Method 2 is sufficient.